Have you ever looked at your grandchild and wondered, am I really doing everything I can to keep them healthy? Maybe you've watched them come down with another cold, again, and thought, didn't we just get over the last one? It can be frustrating. You pack their lunch, you remind their parents to give them their vitamins, and yet, their little immune systems still seem to struggle. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are we missing? Now, as someone who's probably been through your fair share of scraped knees, school drop-offs, and bedtime battles, you know just how fast kids grow, and how quickly germs can spread in a house with a child. But here's the good news, you have more power than you think. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, or even a caring neighbor, the little habits you help build into a child's day can shape their health for years to come. So today, we're going to talk about something that's incredibly important and surprisingly simple. In this video, we're diving into 5 daily habits that can naturally boost a child's immune system. No complicated routines, no pricey supplements. Just real, doable steps rooted in everyday life. Let's start with the first habit, and it's one you might not expect, getting more of the right kinds of fats into their diet. Now, I know, the word fat has gotten a bad rap over the years. Maybe you were around when everything low-fat was considered the healthy choice, from cookies to salad dressing. But science has changed, and thank goodness it has, because kids' brains and immune systems need healthy fats to function well. One of the best sources? Omega-3 fatty acids. You'll find them in foods like salmon, flax seeds, walnuts, and even fortified eggs. These fats help reduce inflammation in the body and support the immune system like a strong shield. If you've got a picky eater who won't touch fish with a 10-foot pole, try blending flaxseed into smoothies or stirring a spoonful of chia seeds into their oatmeal. Even a small handful of walnuts after school can make a difference. It doesn't have to be complicated. Let's say your grandchild loves peanut butter. Try switching to a natural peanut butter without added sugar and pair it with sliced bananas or apple slices. You're getting good fats, vitamins, and antioxidants, all in one snack. That's a win-win. Now, onto something just as powerful, and honestly, often overlooked, colorful fruits and vegetables. I'm not just talking about the usual carrots and apples, though those are great. I mean the full rainbow. Deep purple grapes, bright red bell peppers, rich green spinach, yellow mangoes, the more color, the better. Why? Because those colors are packed with antioxidants, which are like the body's cleanup crew. They sweep out toxins and help cells repair themselves. And when a child's immune system is constantly fighting off new bugs from school, daycare, or just playing at the park, having that kind of cellular backup is crucial. Of course, not every child is eager to load up their plate with veggies. I've seen many a dinner turn into a standoff over a single piece of broccoli. But there are ways to make it easier. One simple trick? Blend veggies into sauces or soups. You can sauté spinach or zucchini and mix it into spaghetti sauce, they'll never know. Or turn it into a game, ask them to eat the rainbow every day. One red, one orange, one green, kids love a challenge when it feels fun. I remember one grandmother telling me she turned smoothies into a special afternoon ritual with her grandson. They'd each pick one fruit and one vegetable to add. He got to be the chef, and before long, he was choosing kale and blueberries without batting an eye. That's the power of routine and a little creativity. So we've talked about healthy fats and colorful fruits and veggies. But there's another habit that often flies under the radar, and it's something many families forget in the rush of busy mornings and long afternoons. It's making sure children are getting enough hydration. Yes, water. As simple as it sounds, staying hydrated is one of the easiest ways to support a child's immune system. Water helps the body flush out toxins, keeps mucous membranes moist, which is a natural barrier against germs, and even improves energy and concentration. And yet, many kids go through their day sipping only a few gulps here and there, especially if they're drinking more juice or soda than water. If you want to help boost your grandchild's immunity, encourage small, steady sips of water throughout the day. Maybe a fun water bottle with their name on it, or a slice of orange or cucumber in the water for a little flavor. If they're into tea, Even better, warm herbal teas like chamomile or ginger can be comforting and immune supportive, especially during colder months. You don't need to lecture or nag. Just model it. Drink a glass of water with them. Make it part of snack time or reading time. Little habits like this, when repeated daily, have a way of becoming second nature, not just for them, but for you, too. And when you think about it, that's really what these habits are all about. They aren't giant leaps. They're not overnight fixes. But over time, they build something strong. A foundation. A sense of trust between you and that child, that their health and well-being really matter. Now that we've covered healthy fats, the rainbow of fruits and veggies, and the magic of simple hydration, let's move on to another powerful habit that often starts not in the kitchen, but in the backyard, or on the sidewalk, or even on the front porch, with the sun shining gently on your face. Because the next habit we're talking about is sunlight and fresh air, something so simple, so available, and yet so easy to overlook in today's screen-filled world. Think about it. How often do kids now spend their time indoors, glued to tablets, huddled over homework, or just lounging on the couch watching cartoons? And sure, they might get their outdoor time during recess or sports practice, but often it's not enough. Especially during the colder months or when life gets a little too busy. But here's the thing, our bodies, especially growing ones, need natural light. Sunlight helps the body produce vitamin D, which is absolutely essential for a healthy immune system. Without enough of it, kids can be more susceptible to colds, flus, and even more serious health issues down the road. It's like trying to grow a plant without enough sun. It might survive, but it won't thrive. The good news is, just 15 to 20 minutes of safe sun exposure a day can do wonders. A short walk, a bit of time on the swing set, or even helping water the garden in the morning can be enough. And fresh air? It helps clear the lungs, calm the nervous system, and improve sleep quality, something every parent and grandparent appreciates. You might even turn it into a bonding activity. Maybe you take your grandchild out for a little nature walk, even if it's just around the block. Point out flowers, watch birds, pick up leaves. Not only are you helping their immune system, but you're also nurturing their sense of wonder, their connection with the world, and their relationship with you. That's pretty powerful for something as simple as stepping outside. Of course, if it's the middle of winter or the weather's not cooperating, don't worry. You can still open a few windows, get some airflow moving through the house, and encourage some movement indoors. And if necessary, check in with their parents or pediatrician about whether a vitamin D supplement might be helpful, especially if the child tends to stay indoors most of the time. Now, while sunshine and movement help from the outside, the next habit we're going to talk about works its magic from the inside, and it has everything to do with the gut. That's right. We're talking about gut health and how it plays a huge role in keeping a child's immune system strong. You might be surprised to hear this, but nearly 70% of the immune system lives in the gut. That means if we want to raise healthier kids, we need to pay attention to what's happening in their bellies. And no, we're not talking about trendy diets or expensive probiotics. We're talking about good old-fashioned fiber, fermented foods, and cutting back on the stuff that throws everything out of balance. Let's start with fiber. Found in fruits, veggies, beans, and whole grains, fiber helps feed the good bacteria in the gut. It's like fertilizer for your garden. It helps the helpful bacteria grow and keeps the bad guys in check. A bowl of oatmeal with berries in the morning, a bean and cheese quesadilla at lunch, or even apple slices with the peel on, they all do their part. And then there are fermented foods, things like yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, or even miso soup. These foods naturally contain probiotics, which can help restore balance in the gut, especially if a child has been on antibiotics recently. If your grandchild likes yogurt, just check the label to make sure it has live and active cultures, and keep the added sugars low. Now, I know not every child will jump at the chance to eat sauerkraut or sip on kombucha. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just a few simple swaps here and there, and you're already supporting their gut in a meaningful way. On the flip side, we want to be mindful of the things that disrupt gut health, and one of the biggest culprits? Sugar. Now, I'm not saying we need to ban every cookie or birthday cupcake. But keeping sugary snacks as occasional treats, rather than everyday foods, can go a long way in supporting a healthy immune response. One grandmother I spoke with told me she made a game out of sugar spotting at the grocery store with her grandkids. They'd pick up labels and try to find where sugar was hiding, sometimes under sneaky names like corn syrup or maltodextrin. Not only did it teach them awareness, but it also made them more involved in making healthier choices. And when kids feel like they're part of the process, they're much more likely to go along with it. And let's not forget, you're not doing this alone. Whether you're a parent or a grandparent, a child's health is a team effort. Just by being here, watching this, and learning how to support them better, you're already doing something powerful. You're choosing to be present, to guide, to nurture. So we've explored healthy fats, colorful produce, hydration, sunlight and fresh air, and the power of a healthy gut. Each of these habits on their own is helpful, but together, they create a kind of natural armor around a child. A gentle but strong shield that helps their body fight off what it needs to, and bounce back faster when it doesn't. Next, we'll explore one more habit, one that doesn't involve food, sun, or even exercise, but is just as important for your child's immune system and overall well-being. Because what we're talking about now is something that might surprise you. It's not found in the kitchen, or on a plate, or even in a lunchbox. It's found in moments. In silence. In stillness. In the way we wind down at the end of the day. The fifth habit that naturally supports a child's immune system, possibly more than anything else we've talked about, is good, consistent sleep. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a child after a rough night's sleep? Maybe they're fussy, easily frustrated, bouncing from one emotion to the next. And beyond the crankiness and mood swings, their bodies are running on empty. Because while we sleep, especially during those deep, uninterrupted stretches, the immune system goes into repair mode. That's when it builds defenses, restores energy, and fights off any bugs trying to take hold. For children, sleep isn't just rest, it's medicine. Most kids need somewhere between 9 to 12 hours of sleep each night, depending on their age. But between late-night homework, TV shows, or just the chaos of a busy family evening, that number often falls short. And when it becomes a pattern, it slowly chips away at the immune system, leaving them more vulnerable to every passing cold or flu. The key is routine. A predictable wind-down period, free of screens and full of calming cues, helps signal to the body that it's time to shift gears. Maybe it's a warm bath, a bedtime story, soft music, or even just a quiet conversation about the day. Whatever helps them relax, that's what you want to build into their nightly rhythm. One grandfather told me he created a little ritual with his grandson called 3 Good Things. Each night before bed, they'd take turns saying 3 good things that happened that day. It could be something simple like, I liked my sandwich, or I saw a pretty cloud. And that little habit, as small as it seems, helped calm the mind and prepare the body for rest. And more than that, it gave them a moment of connection, something that nourishes the heart just as much as it does the body. Now, if your grandchild tends to toss and turn or resists bedtime altogether, don't worry. That's normal. Sleep habits can take time to form, especially when routines change or if their environment is overstimulating. Try creating a cozy, quiet space, dim the lights, lower the noise, and keep screens out of the bedroom as much as possible. Even something as simple as a special bedtime lamp or a favorite blanket can make a difference. And remember, children model what they see. If they see you valuing rest, taking time to slow down, breathing deeply, choosing calm, they'll follow your lead, whether they realize it or not. So there you have it. 5 daily habits that don't require a prescription, a fancy program, or an extra hour in the day. Just small, thoughtful choices that become part of everyday life. Healthy fats to build strength. A rainbow of fruits and veggies to protect and energize. Water to keep their system flowing. Sunlight and fresh air to recharge and restore. And the power of sleep to heal and defend. Each habit is like a building block. And when they're stacked together, bit by bit, day by day, they build something solid. Something lasting. You're not just feeding a child. You're feeding their resilience, their curiosity, their future. And here's something I want you to hold on to: you matter in this process. Whether you see that child every day or just a few times a month, your role is incredibly important. A kind word, a healthy snack, a bedtime story, you may not think of it as much, but to a child, that's love. That's safety. And in a world full of noise, that's what really helps them thrive. So maybe tonight, after this video ends, you text your daughter or son and say, "Hey, I saw this and thought of the kids. Let's try packing a little more color into lunchboxes this week." Or maybe you invite your grandchild over for a smoothie-making morning or a short walk after dinner. You don't need to do it all. Just one step. Just one moment. Because the truth is, children don't just need more stuff. They need more connection, more nature, more nourishment. And that starts with you. Right here. Right now. If this video sparked something in you, if it made you think of a child you love and want to support, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. What's one small habit you're going to try this week? Or better yet, what habit did your own parents or grandparents teach you that still sticks with you today? And if you found this helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps more people find this kind of gentle, practical advice. And if you'd like to hear more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you never miss a tip that could make a difference. Here's to raising strong, healthy, happy kids, one day, one meal, one bedtime story at a time. You're doing more than you know. And you're never too old to help raise the next generation with love and wisdom. Take care of yourself and those little ones you love so much. They're lucky to have you.